Hey, everybody. Hope you've had a great day. This is Kim Danke, the Shibboleth new member fast track instructor. I'm so glad that you are here with me. I've got this shared onto Facebook. So if you join us on Facebook, please share this out to your friends so they know what they can find in the Shibboleth lifestyle. And I just got back from a really fun event. And let me just show y'all this picture. Look at all these pink shirts. Look at all these people that I was with just now at La Bamba Mexican restaurant. This is why I do Shibboleth right here. The people, and being able to teach people about this lifestyle so that they can change and improve their lives. This is why I am so dedicated to it, because I want to help people in this area. So that was really fun. If you are in the Zoom room, please take a second to find your chat button. And then once you've found the chat button, click where it says all panelists. And then you'll see an option for all panelists and attendees, and choose that option. And then take just a second to say hello. Awesome. We've got Connie, Marianne, Stephanie, and Vicky here with me. So glad that y'all are here with me. Hey, Sherry on Facebook. Glad you're here.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Did you hear my Siri talk from across the room when I said hey to SHERRI? Do y'all ever say that and somehow get your phone talking to you? Hey, Vicky, good, good. I'm glad you're loving it. Say, Vicky, do you know that it was meant for us to see each other last Friday? You know it was, and I'm so thankful for that. Hey, Stephanie, glad that you're here. Awesome. I'm going to give this one more minute and then we'll see. Hey, Melanie, glad you're here with us. And Marianne. Hey, Kimberly. How you doing, Kimberly? Good to see you. Isn't that funny? We say good to see you on Facebook. Good to read your hello is really what I should say. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. I thank you all for being here with me tonight. Now, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to start exploring the website, because the website is what you need to be able to use, kind of like your hub. Okay, now I have this saved as a favorite. Excuse me. I have this saved as a favorite on my computer, and I saved it as a favorite once I had logged in, because that way I don't have to log in. Okay, I want things to be quick and easy for me to access. So what we're going to do tonight, though, is we're going to do lap 3, because I'm hoping, hey, Melanie's here with her husband, who's also a member. Awesome. Thank you, Melanie. Hey, Diane, glad that you are here. So I'm hoping that y'all have done lap 1 and 2. Lap 1 is really just registering for some classes, watching a few videos, printing out your new member printables, and joining some groups. There's a tutorial video right there for that. Lap 2 is really about dotting the I's and crossing the T's when it comes to setting up your new member account in a way that we know you'll be happy that you took the time to do that. You're going to be hey, Gloria, going to be very happy that you took the time to figure out your ideal weight, do a full body assessment, put in your starting measurements and take a before, front, and side picture, and defining your why. All of that. You're going to be so happy that you did that. And then this is just where I house the daily webinars. This is the link that I used last night. And then this is just to make sure that if you didn't already earn your badge on lap 1 after these 14 little videos that take less than 1 hour to watch, then it just reminds you to go ahead and take it right there. If you've already taken it, then you just check the box, okay? Because your badge, when you get the fast track badge, actually says this, fast track complete. Well, it's really not complete. You took the quiz, but you need to complete fast track. But now we're going to start exploring this website. And this website is, okay, so I don't know how much you paid to become a member, because we've had different specials over the years, and and some people that are on here right now with me are longtime members. Okay. So I don't know what you paid to get in Shibboleth, but part of the value of Shibboleth comes in this food library so that you don't have to wonder and wander. I call it wandering and wandering. So you're wandering through the grocery store, wondering what works. Okay. You don't have to do that anymore. You have the food library. Do you know how much time, energy, effort, research this food library will save you? So we want to make sure that we familiarize ourselves with the food library. So as a reminder, this is a little video tutorial right here that you can watch, and it's me showing you how to do those things. And then we just simply hover our mouse over that task, a black box pops up, and that black box is what you read in order to know, why am I doing that task? And is there anything special that I need to know about doing that task? The black box is different for each task, so always read the black box first. And for those of you who are catching me on Facebook and you are not a member, please know that you could go to www.shibbolethdeals.com, and we currently have a limited time offer for lifetime membership at $69. If you do decide to join, please put in the name of the person that you heard about Shibboleth from. Okay, so I'm going to read this black box. One of the best ways to begin to familiarize yourself with the food library is to do the following brainstorming activity. Take a blank sheet of paper and write down, in no particular order, all the foods that you can think of, like, or eat on a regular basis. Just let the ideas flow. Boom, 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 boom. Write them down. And see, Melanie and Larry would want to sit down and do that together, since they're a couple and they're going to be eating a lot of food together. They need to kind of go through all of that together. So then we're going to look up the foods on your paper, and then you just simply write down which category each food is. Once you've done that, take another sheet of paper and organize your list by categories. As you're exploring, please heart each food item that you like or you think you might like to try. Hearting a food item adds it to your personal favorites, which can be found in your My Journal tab or in the Favorites tab in the food library. So before I click here and it takes me to the food library, I am going to come right down here to this third task because I want you to see something. Print and use. Now, if you don't have a printer, no worries. Just take an extra sheet of paper and create the worksheet however you want to on your own paper, okay? But if you do have a printer, you can print it. If you do have a print, I mean, even if you do have a printer, you may want to create this on your own paper just so that you have bigger space to write in, okay? So use the attached worksheet to begin creating lists of your personal favorite foods in each list or category. The great thing about this worksheet is that you can print and create as many as you need. So what I mean by that is maybe somebody prints a worksheet and they create their lists based on things they might like to eat at breakfast. Then maybe you print another one, or if you don't have a printer, just create on another piece of paper foods that you might like to have at lunch and then for dinner and so forth. So you can really print as many as you need to. I'm going to go ahead and click here and show you this worksheet so you'll know what I'm talking about. See, there's only 7 categories of food, all whole foods and some manufactured food. So all the things that grow from the earth and roam the earth are going to be somewhere on this list. And then there's going to be a lot of just manufactured foods that will work for your benefit. They fall in categories sometimes too, okay? So you just want to make sure you know your list and where do these things fall, because I need to eat in a way that controls insulin, and knowing where the foods that you personally like, how they're categorized, it helps you do that. And then it just gives you an opportunity here to build meals. So right here, you can build a lean protein meal, and it also could be shellfish because, shellfish is just a lean protein. And then you add a fibrous carb there. So what you would do here is you would pick either a 1 or a 7. So you pick something from the number category 1 or something from category 7 and write it down. Just write one item there. And then where it says two, just simply pick something from the category two column. So maybe you just put, salmon and asparagus. Okay, that's super simple. And you could take some seasonings and make that taste so delicious, just how you want it. And that is something that could be, you could use MCT oil to cook that up. So that's great right there. Maybe you take egg whites and put spinach there and you use a little MCT oil to cook that up. That would be a great meal. So you're just building meals there. And on the right-hand side, you're simply just pulling from those same categories to build more meals. This one would include a category 3 energy carb. This one would include a category 5 fruit. And then we're coming down here, we'd come over to our protein plus fat with a fibrous carb and our superfoods with a fibrous carb. Now, if you have ever looked at those combination charts, you can tell I don't have every combination here on this chart, but you can use the information that you wrote here in these to create as many as you want to of those other types of categories. Now, where it says freebies, extra snacks, and meal replacements, you can go ahead and play around in the food library and look those up if you want to, but we are going to specifically go over those on another night this week. But this is a great little worksheet. And like I said, print it or don't print it. You can create this on your own paper, however you want to do it. So once you're aware that this worksheet is there and you have created lists of your favorites, whether it's on that worksheet or your own paper, the important thing about this task is that you have taken the time to create the lists. If you don't take the time to create the lists, you don't have lists to pull from to make your meals. Okay, so that's the little homework task. So once you've done that, go ahead and check that box there. And then this bottom task says fill in the worksheet to create your first simple meals to get started. And I've already talked about that, so we're going to leave that box checked. So we're going to come up here and I'm going to click on food library. I want you to see how this food library is laid out. So you actually view it two different ways, whether or not you're looking at the food library on a computer or whether you're looking at it on the mobile friendly website. Okay. And when you're looking at this on a computer, you get two different views. You get the lean protein name along with a paragraph about what that is. But you get this list over here, this just more shortened list over here. But if you're on your phone, you just see this list. Okay. Let's say Gloria. I never used it at my first fast track. When you have it, it takes out the guesswork. Oh yeah, it definitely takes out the guesswork. Yes, thank you for telling that. It's awesome. It's awesome to go ahead and have some guesswork done for you so you don't have to do that. So we've got this paragraph here, and we're going to talk about tonight the weight loss meter. The weight loss meter is basically another way to categorize foods. So we've categorized foods on how their nutritional profile is and how they respond in your body, but some foods are better for weight loss than others. And so we've categorized those with numbers like -3 to +3. 0, right in the center, is not going to help you, not going to hurt you. Negative numbers are better for weight loss. Positive numbers are really better for maintenance if you're going to have them regularly. But if you have one ever so often in weight loss, it's not going to hurt. And you won't come out of EFB for it. It's just that you really wouldn't want to do those breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Okay, so let's read this. And what I love about the weight loss meter, and I'm going to read about these filters, they help you narrow down your searches because this food library is a pretty big food library. Well, you might as well start with looking at the best of the best, right? And so that's one way to narrow down your choices. The reason our food library grows is because members request that we add foods to the library because it's foods that they see in the store and they think they might like to try. So they have us look at the information and we'll see if it works or not. And if it does, we add it to the food library so everybody else can enjoy it too. Okay, so let's read this blue box. The most important thing that you can do is read everything you get your hands on. I said in class on Saturday, I said, don't be a skimmer. You know, you need to read every word from first word to last word so that you actually are grabbing some understanding. And Patricia Hurt, I don't know if you know Patricia Hurt, but if you don't, you'll get to know her. She's my fiery little Shibboleth redhead. She's 80 years old. She's amazing, absolutely amazing. She said, skimmers don't become slimmers. And I thought that was kind of funny. But choose the filters button to narrow your search by specific needs, such as allergen-free, dairy-free, peanut-free, vegetarian, etc. The filters will also take you to our weight loss meter. Use the meter to search for foods or recipes that are ranked -3 for the most efficient fat burning to +3, which are still approved but are not the best for fat burning. Use the sliders on the chart to choose a meter range. For instance, if you want to see all the options that are -3 to -1, move your left slider to -3 and your right slider to -1 and choose set. You can also use these filters within categories or by item search. And that's how I really use them, okay? I rarely go to the filters right here. I rarely do that. I typically go into a food category first, then use the filters in the weight loss meter because it helps narrow things down. Okay, but when you are no longer in the fast track laps, this green button right here, resources, foods, and recipes, this is where you're going to find the food library. Now, if you ever feel like the food library is a bit big and you want to kind of just have a smaller list of food to pull from, all you do is simply hang out right here. Let's go right here. Do you see where it says food library? This right here would be the new member food library rather than the over 6,000 approved foods. Okay, so if you wanted to just come back here and have this quick and easy food library, you can always do that. Okay, so you can click and get to the filters there, but like I said, I use them within the categories themselves. See right here where it says my favorites? Any food that you heart is going to be found right there in my favorites. You can also find that in your journal tab. So when you click on my journal, you'd be able to find your favorites there. Do you see this button right here where it says add new food? We actually don't want you to use that button right now because it's got a backup in it. So we have the Shibboleth Fixed It Facebook group. That is the quickest and easiest way to get Kim Shibboleth, who does all of our food approving, Kim Shibboleth, to have a look at it. How you would get that approved is you take a picture of the front of the item and the back of the item and you post it in that group and ask if that would be approved. But before you post that, please search diligently in the food library for it. It is an expectation that you would search the food library for it. There's an expectation, really on my part as a person who used to be a school teacher and a principal, that you would do a little bit of work on your own before asking somebody else to do the work for you because this resource is already here. So just make sure you look first. Now, every once in a while, you're going to search for a food in the food library and it won't pull up, maybe it wasn't the right word that it was tagged with or something like that. And you'll post it in the in the Shibboleth Fixed It group and Kim Shibboleth will come back and go, oh yeah, that's already approved. It's in the food library. Don't worry, that happens sometimes, but try to find it in the food library first before you post it. But if she comes back and says it's already in there, cool, it's already in there, okay? Now, here's the great thing about posting items. If you don't get to use it as an approved item, it can always be used on a holiday, okay? And she will tell you why it doesn't work, which is really good for us to understand. I like understanding why these things don't really work. Now, in the beginning, I didn't need to know why of anything. I just needed to follow the guidelines that I was taught. Now, over the course of more than 2 years now, I've learned a lot about nutrition and why these things work and they don't work. Okay, so for right now, we're going to scroll down here and there's a search bar. So we can click on this search bar, but I'm just going to simply go to, I am going to head over here to the lean protein category. Lean protein is really good to have plenty picked from. You want to have plenty in that category because it is a very flexible category. I mean, lean proteins can go with anything. So we've got that right there. So there's your category 1 lean protein. Here's all of those filters like gluten-free, kosher, lactose-free. Let's see. Now, this one, vegan or vegetarian, those are the ones that would be really important for a vegan or a vegetarian to use in category 1 and 4. That's pretty much. And then depending on the type of vegetarian that they are, they may actually can do that in the category 7 as well. But well, that wouldn't work. But anyway, they could choose from that. So those would be a good filter to use in this lean protein if somebody is a vegan or vegetarian. Do you see right here where it says weight loss meter? I'm going to go ahead and take this little ball that's right here. See, it goes from a -3 to a +3. And I'm going to take this little ball. I'm going to slide this down to just negative numbers. So I want to see, the reason I'm doing that is I'm taking the larger lean protein approved foods. I'm narrowing it down to the best of the best so that I have a smaller list to pick from in the beginning of my journey. So then I hit the set button and it's going to recalculate the list. Maybe. I'm wondering if there's a lot of information in there. Sometimes it takes a second. Normally I look up there and see if, the thing is moving. Maybe it already did it. Okay. So right now, oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay. So it just narrowed my list and you can see that black box that popped up. That's the range that I've chosen. And as you come down through here, you can see that I've hearted some foods. So all of these foods could be found in my favorites. When you're looking at the food library, you can scan these foods and you can say, okay, 2 to 8 ounces of chicken breast, it's a -3. Boom, you can heart it. And then when you look to that number to the right, that 563 other people have taken the time to heart that. And then we're going to learn about grocery lists tomorrow night, but this is where you could add it to a grocery list. So we'll talk about that tomorrow night. But I'm going to click here. Let's say that I want to find out more information about this. Okay, so it's a category 1 lean protein. Approved portion is 2 to 8 ounces. And if you were with me last night, you heard that in the Simple Food Combining webinar. I've never rated this. Look, I like chicken breast. I'm going to give that a 5 on the rating. And there's the -3. When you open it up, it gives colors right there. So -3, it's got a red background. And you can actually add to the grocery list from right there too. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow. And then you get your nutrition information right there and the description. But what's really cool is when you scroll down here, look at all the recipes that have chicken in them. There's 13 pages of recipes that have chicken in them, which is great. Now we're going to talk about the recipe library more tomorrow, but I wanted you to at least see that. Okay. So that's a really cool thing. I'm going to go back. And let's scroll down. So I've hearted pork tenderloin and turkey breast and fish. I've hearted the lean ground meat, beef, chicken, turkey. So what you do is you just come scrolling down through there. Now I'm seeing something that's really interesting here. See this al dente carbonara pasta. Now remember I told y'all we were going to talk about pasta tonight. So let's click there. You might be thinking, how can pasta be a lean protein? Well, This pasta, look right there. See where it says category? This pasta is actually considered a lean protein, a fibrous carb, and an energy carb. All that means to you is that it has enough lean protein, enough fiber, and enough energy carb in it to be in all of those categories. So we've got this one right here. So that actually could be eaten just by itself because that's a proper combination. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is a proper combination. But let's talk about this, using it in a meal. So let's say that you want to use this in a meal. If you want to use this in a meal and you want meat with it, what category of meat are you not going to choose? I'm going to see if we're starting some application here. What category of meat would you not choose to eat with this? I know somebody's got to know it. Meat is found in 3 categories, 1, 4, and 7. Which you could use pork tenderloin with it, Connie. If it would, but what category number? What or either the number or the name of the category? Which one are you not going to pick your meat from? But Connie, yes for sure. Yes for sure on the pork. Connie said pork. So yeah, pork is a category what? Awesome. Yes, Larry. Yes. You would not pick your meat from a category 4. That's right, because we don't eat category 4s with 3s, 5s, or 6s. So we don't eat a protein plus fat. And let's think about why this works. We don't eat protein plus fat. We're not going to eat that because it's got the fat in it. Thank you, Gloria. With the fat in it, anything that brings an insulin release. Well, remember, your energy carbs, your fruit, and your superfoods bring an insulin release. And so, ding, 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 this right here is going to basically say, if you want meat with this, you choose your meat from a category 1 or category 7. So you could put chicken breast on there, you could put shrimp on there, but you wouldn't pick steak on that. And Connie, you're right. So pork you would not put on there either because most pork comes into that category 4. But pork tenderloin is actually a category 3. I mean 1, apologize. So you can have up to 1.5 cups of it cooked, up to 1.5 cups cooked. Now this is a -1 on the weight loss meter, all right? And look right here, there's 2 buttons. These 2 buttons weren't on the chicken, okay? Because chicken you probably got to get from a local store, okay? But if you want to buy this carbonara pasta in our store and help support our ministry, then you can right there, okay? But if you want to support Amazon, you can go right there. Now here's the other thing. If you buy it on Amazon, Shibboleth will get 4 pennies on the dollar if you order it from Amazon. Okay, so we do benefit more if you order it from our store, but you are never required to buy anything to be a Shibboleth member. Okay, that's not that. But I at least like to explain how that works. But there's the 2 buttons for you to purchase it. Here's the really interesting thing about going into Amazon. If you used this link to go to Amazon, and then you didn't even add this carbonara pasta to your cart. But then let's say that you bought a new Fitbit or you bought some shower caps or the random things that we buy on Amazon, Shibboleth would get 4 cents on the dollar, depending on the price of the item. So that's good. Every time I buy on Amazon, I just click through one of the Shibboleth links, and Amazon knows that they clicked through Shibboleth, and it helps us out. Okay, so there's the nutrition information about that. And then when you come down here, it gives you the description. So this al dente carbonara fettuccine pasta comes in several flavors and counts as a category 1, 2, 3. You may have 1.5 cups alone or with category 2 veggies, or have 1 cup with any category 1, or even with category 1 and category 2 added to it. You may also add up to 50 calories of condiments such as Alfredo sauce or spaghetti sauce. Just be sure to keep your right combination and watch your portions. In maintenance, you may have up to 1.5 cups if you choose. We have several recipes in our library that use carbonara pasta, which you can view by pulling this product up in the food library on the website and scrolling down. Well, we're already there. So there you go. There's all of the recipes that have carbonara pasta in there. There's 2 pages of recipes that have that in there. So that's really nice. Now, I noticed that they don't have category 7 specifically mentioned, but you just need to know category 7 is really a lean protein, so therefore it works right there. Now, we're going to look up Explore Cuisine pasta because that was another one that works. Okay, so there's a lot of named things that have Explore Cuisine in there. Now, the interesting thing about this pasta is I thought this is going to be weird because some of them look black and like black beans. Like we click on here, I'll show you a picture. Like right there, it tastes the same. And then I thought, okay, well, let me buy this other one, this edamame one. I'm like, edamame, I don't want to eat edamame. I'm picky, y'all. And then guess what? I like it better than the black bean, but I like them both. But this is really, really good. So I've given it a 5-star review. It's a -3 on the weight loss meter. I've got it in my favorites. Now let's look at the category that it comes in. The category that it comes in is category 1, lean protein, and category 2, fibrous carb. So it's a 1 and a 2, which is a proper combination all by itself. But now, if you wanted to put some meat on this, you actually can pull the meat from 3 categories. So can you use a category 4 with this one? Can you use a category 4 meat with this pasta? I'm going to say yes. Yes, you can use a category 4 meat with this pasta. So let's say that you are making some spaghetti and let's just say normally that you use 96% lean ground meat just to have the leanest possible. But you go to the store and all they've got is 93% to 95.9. And you say, oh, yeah, well, I'm using the Explore Cuisine pasta. It doesn't have any energy carbs in it. Therefore, I can use that meat with this one, okay? Because that is a proper combination. You can do that. And then we come down here, and here is a description. Since this pasta is a 1 and 2, you can get creative in your pasta recipes. Total meal portion alone without an added protein is 1 to 1.5 cups. If adding a category 1 or 4 protein, and remember category 1 could also be category 7, then your serving still needs to fit on a 6 to 8 inch plate, or total combined needs to be 1 to 1.5 cups. Anything over 1.5 cups is going to stretch your stomach. If you want to eat 4 ounces of approved protein, then use about 3/4 to 1 cup of pasta for best weight loss. And then you can scroll down and there's a few little recipes there. And this one, Travis Spaghetti, is one of my favorites. I make it a lot. 290 other people have said they like it, and it's got a 5-star rating, and it is so simple. If you scroll down a little bit more, this right here, do you see where it says where to buy? That is member entered data. Shibboleth doesn't go in there and put that in there, but members do. And so they told us that you can buy that at Sprouts. We actually sell this, so I don't know why that's not listed for us, but I guess I could go in there and do that. So that's a good one. And then I'm going to put in one more pasta, Fiber Gourmet. This pasta, it will blow your mind. It is just like regular pasta. So even my Italian friends who really like pasta a lot, they love this. It's the same. It's just the same. So, and guess what it is? It's category 2. It's a category 2 fibrous carb, which is absolutely amazing. Let's take a quick look at this picture. It's got 100 calories per serving, where most pastas have 210 calories. This one's got 25 grams of fiber, where most pasta has 2 grams of fiber. This one has 17 net carbs, where most other has 41. Okay, and this got 7 grams of protein. And I don't know, it didn't tell me on there whether or not regular pasta has protein or not. I don't know. But there's 6 different varieties, and it is very, very popular. My son, he likes to eat the mac and cheese one right here. And so that's just like making regular mac and cheese. So it's great. Now I have this pulled up. Do you see what the category says for this? It says that it's a meal replacement or a perfect pairing item. Those other ones said category 2, fibrous carb. The reason that this one says meal replacement or perfect pairing is because it's got the cheese sauce in it. So let's read the description. This is very important because on this bag, it will say to use milk. Well, we know in Shibboleth, we need to use Kroger Carb Master or fat-free Fairlife milk to prepare the mac and cheese. You can have up to a third of the package as a very light meal replacement, or add a couple of ounces of category 1 or 7 lean protein to make it a heartier, perfect pairing meal. So perfect pairing meal. And somebody said, try it with a 97% fat-free national cut up in it, like a little hamburger cut up, not hamburger, hot dog cut up in there. So I'm not sure if Kim wrote that or if Travis wrote that, but we sell it in our store, the Fiber Gourmet. It's really good. All right, and it's a 0 on the weight loss meter, meaning not going to help you, not going to hurt you. But if you'll notice that other one, the carbonara pasta was a little bit better for weight loss, and let's click back one more time. Like this one right here, this black bean spaghetti, look, it's a -3 on the weight loss meter. So if you're looking for the best, you might want to do that. Get one of these that works better. Okay, while we're here, y'all tell me a food you want me to look up and see what category it's in. One that you are curious about. But please don't say pizza. Okay, because pizza, we can look up pizza, and I will, but that usually comes best looking at the recipes, okay? If you're going to make a pizza. Actually, what I really want you to tell me, I'm going to look up pizza just to show you, but what I really want you to tell me is a whole food. What whole food that's out there you're curious about? And I just typed in pizza, but if I look at my categories over here on the right-hand side, do you see how you've got 1 through 7 listed, then you've got condiments listed, then you've got your creamer listed if you're a coffee drinker. Then this is freebies, snacks, extras, meal replacements. So they are by item. Then we got our perfect pairing items. If you just want to look at all the breads, then you can click breads, low blood sugar snacks, phase 1 and phase 2 cereals. Now, remember what I said about phase 1 and phase 2, that it's not like you have advanced to better quality of food in phase 2. It's just more variety. So phase 1 cereal is going to be better cereal for you than phase 2 cereal. But we've got phase 2 cereal, phase 2 frozen meals, and phase 2 soups. And then there's a whole section on Atkins because a lot of Atkins stuff works. There's the section on pizza. If you just click pizza, it's going to pull up this list like I did here. This one's on flour and breading. This one is all the milk. And you know what I did with this food library? Explored all of it. I clicked on it. I read it. I looked at it. There's your salad dressing link. There's some beverages, beer, wine, and liquor, spices and seasonings, cooking oils and healthy fats. There's all the gluten-free products if you need to be gluten-free. Here's a list of vitamins and supplements. Here's some other random things, pre and post-workout freebies, restaurant fast food category, which we're going to talk about restaurants later on in the week. But I'm going to come back to coach mode meals in just a second. But looking at this pizza here, we've got Amy's Pizza. I really like Amy's Pizza. Now it's a negative on the negative. It's a 0 on the weight loss meter. So not going to help you, not going to hurt you. You know what? I want to know what's going to be better. So I'm going to do -1 to -3. It will help narrow your search. Do you see how many it took out? So I need to just kind of read through here and see if I thought any of these sounded any good to me. And if they do, I might look that up. What's thin, slim? Oh, it's a crust. Okay, so it's a crust, and then you can make your own pizza. Trader Joe's veggie pizza burger. See what that is. Oh, okay, so it's a burger, but it's made with veggies and it tastes like pizza. So it's got pizza seasonings in it. All right. So that's really not a pizza, but it's got pizza in the name. Okay. So since y'all didn't mention any names specifically of any foods that you are just dying to know what they are, I'm going to head on over to Coach Mode Meals real quick because I want you to see this. There are so many places on this website to find meals that you can eat, quick, simple, easy meals. And I know that most people likes things that are quick and easy, but then they want to eat good too. So we've got the recipe library, and some of these quick and easy meals can be just as delicious and tasty. Okay, but these are super simple. What it means for coach mode. Coach mode means that these are highly calorie controlled, where we don't even talk about calories really that much. We don't. We just portion control with our hands, and then we combine foods properly. When you do that, you don't have to have as much calorie control because you're basically doing it with the portion control and the right combination. But these are even tighter because you've said, I want a coach to help me. And if a coach is going to tell me what to do, here's the list. And so I eat a third of a hemp bar quite regularly for breakfast. I eat this AHS cereal a lot. It's cinnamon, the cinnamon crisp. It's delicious. If you click there, get a little picture of it, tells you that you would use the Kroger Carb Master milk or non-fat milk, but Kroger Carb Master fat-free milk. And then there's the cereal. If you want to view it in our store, you click there, it takes you to the store. If you want to add it to your cart, you can choose the quantity. There's 7 per box. I'm going to get 2 of those. My son likes this cereal too. And let me just tell you how I eat this. I go ahead and pour chocolate Kroger Carb Master on that. And I have chocolate milk in my cereal. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I like it that way. I also use their vanilla milk in that same way too. But I use the regular milk in recipes. Oops, I took it off my page. But anyway, okay, so we've talked enough about that. But the food library, so you can see, y'all give me some thumbs up if you can see how important it is to explore the food library. I want you to see this as a nutrition adventure. You are going on an adventure. You're trying new things. You are opening up your mind and broadening your horizons to new things that will help you, not hurt you. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do today is we're going to talk about this timing chart. You're going to click on the weekly timing chart above, that blue, not the blue on the end, but the one to the right of your My Journal tab right here. You're going to click up there in just a second. But click on your weekly timing chart above to view your personal timing chart. The link in this task is to a video on how to use your timing chart to your benefit. Your timing chart is going to be an extremely valuable tool for you. It's a great visual as to whether or not you are doing your best. On your first and second perfect days, you're going to see a green check. On your third perfect day, you are going to see a flame, and you are now in EFB, baby, efficient fat burning. Your body is now in a state where it can efficiently burn fat. Okay, so we're going to click here and I'm going to show you what video it goes to. So it just goes to a video right here of me just doing a video on the timing, on the timing chart. if you don't have time to watch that right then, you can heart it, but I would suggest it's only 4 minutes and 27 seconds. So you can go ahead and mark that down and watch that. But let's go to the timing chart. Now, I'm going to go back to the month that I got started because I'm in maintenance now and it doesn't make sense for new people to look at a maintenance calendar. Okay, so this is brand new. This is when I first started Shibboleth. I started Shibboleth on April 10th, 2019 with my first perfect day. Now, these little icons that come here in your timing chart, these are created in your journal. So when you go into your journal and you mark down what type of day you're having, it puts all these little icons in there. So there was my first perfect day. And if you hover over it, little Bible verse will show up. This was my second perfect day. During those 2 perfect days, your body is getting rid of any insulin and glycogen that it needs to get rid of so that you can be an efficient fat burning on the 3rd day. This is my 3rd perfect day, and now I am efficiently burning fat. You want to string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can for best results. So you can see that here I am efficiently burning fat, but then planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. So this was Easter and I went to Alabama for Easter and I like to eat my stepmother's food. It's very, very good. So there we go. Holiday. And then I know what to do now because to me, this lifestyle taught me how to handle food, how to manage food to my benefit. I lost 9 pounds in my first week and I lost 12 and a half pounds in this time period. And so I was loving every minute of that. So I came right back to my perfect days, you see. Well, while I was gone to Alabama for Easter, I started watching the daily dose videos that were in the gold level, and I learned about intermittent fasting. Well, intermittent fasting is really just a Shibboleth perfect day where you have gone at least 12 hours without eating and you can use your sleeping time. I do that every night. I usually get 16 hours anyway because of the way that I eat. So this is an icon for intermittent fasting. Okay. And then there's my 3rd perfect day. And I've got a flame. And do you see how I've got a wow challenge? I did a wow challenge. I was probably also intermittent fasting as well. It's just that the wow challenge kind of took precedence because it's special, to do a wow challenge. And we're going to talk about those later in the week. There's another EFB day with intermittent fasting and so forth. Now, before I move to the next month, I'm going to show you these the symbols here, the little gray boxes inside the calendar dates. If there's an E in there, it means I did an exercise challenge. W means that you entered your weight for that day. P means that you added a progress photo. M means you updated your measurements. C means that you participated in a challenge. J means that you requested a journal review. And 1 through 10 is your motivation for doing the lifestyle. So you can see day 1, I only gave myself a 3. Day 2, I gave myself a 4. And then look, I'm like, there's 5. Okay, this thing's getting easier. And then I just kept it at 7 for a while, not because I wasn't motivated to do the lifestyle. I was kind of using the motivation chart as just like my general daily motivation, not just Shibboleth. Okay. But you can kind of use that how you want to. But if you put a 1 in, we are concerned. We want to talk to you. Okay. But 10 means that you can whip a bear with a switch. You are so excited to wake up and do Shibboleth. But with that said, I want you to know you do not have to wake up excited to do it. We don't get excited to brush our teeth. We don't get excited to put on our deodorant. We just do those things because there's what we do for hygiene. Okay. So this is what we need to learn to do because we weren't really taught to do it a long time ago. you know. One of the things that I'm talking about big time right now is when we were kids, or imagine when you had children, that you would just look at your babies and you would sing songs to them. And one of the songs you probably sang to them was the ABCs. You're riding in the car, you're entertaining your kids, probably singing the ABCs. They go off to preschool, they're singing the ABCs. Nobody ever looks at you and says, chicken is a lean protein and it's so good for you. And if you're going to eat chicken, eat it with this, or, or steak is a protein plus fat and it can be good for you. Just don't eat it with this because you're going to store fat. Nobody does any of that. People just start eating whatever from birth. And this is actually extremely foundational. Kind of like knowing the ABCs is foundational for all education. This is foundational for all health. And we're not taught it. But now, as adults, we got to put on our big boy and big girl panties and underwear and say, yep, unfortunately, I never learned this before, and now I need to do it. But there's a thing. You can learn this and you can do this, but I don't know how old you are. But when I found Shibboleth, I had 49 years of habits to change. I want you to know the habits die hard. They do. And so what Shibboleth helps me do, helps me manage this booger of bad habits. Okay. And I use Shibboleth to my benefit, and it has been a great benefit. I've lost 50 pounds, and in August, I will have been maintaining that for 2 years. And I'm not going back the other way because I know what to do now. I don't need to go back and do this. But are there days where I have to say, oh, nope, this is what I'm doing? I'm going to bed. Yeah, there are days where I have to tell myself no, but I don't want to go back the other way. So I tell myself no. So let's look at a couple more months in my journey to help you see what it looks like. I'll just let you know that you can also print these too. And I could share this to Facebook if I wanted to as well. So let's go to the next month in May. Now in May, see, I wanted this thing done. And that's where we were going to a wedding. So I had 3 holidays there. So I very quickly saw what Shibboleth is. It is the nutrition education that I need, but it's also a management system. I needed help with managing food intake. I needed help with it. Shibboleth gives us the standards that we measure moderation by. Okay. And so I just now follow the standards. But I started to ask myself questions. So I knew that I could use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month and still see results. Well, I'm playing with food. I'm eating and trying all kinds of new little things and everything. And I started to say, this is how I'm going to manage a month. I'm going to ask myself, am I going out of town, like on vacation or to visit family or do something? Because typically I would want to have holidays. And if that's the case, I need to make a plan for them. Well, I was going to a wedding. So I had already planned those 3 days are going to be holidays. All right. The next question I ask myself is there a birthday, an anniversary, or an actual holiday in this month? If there is, make a plan for that. Now, I don't have to have a holiday when that day comes, but I don't want to not have a holiday if I want to. So I have to make a plan for it. And then I look at my own personal calendar for work and other things, and I say, what else do I have going on? Do any of these other things I have on my calendar revolve around food? Because if they do, then I need to make a plan for that. Well, Mother's Day was in this month, but go to Longhorn. I can have a perfect meal at Longhorn. Don't remember what I did, but I could do that. And there was really nothing else that month. So I just decided to have all perfect days there. And then, oh, you know what? Let me go back. The reason I'm going back is because you might be wondering why you only see this intermittent fasting symbol or icon. Because remember, I've said it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. An intermittent fasting day can get you back into efficient fat burning faster. So that's why you only see the one icon. But in my mind, I just say 2 perfect days. So I kind of really think I'm an EFB back right there, because I always want to just fully trust the 2 day system. Okay. But it doesn't matter. This is how I should be eating anyway. This is what I tell myself. When I want to give in, I tell myself, I should be eating like this anyway. And so that's one of the little strategies that I tell myself. I use that to coach myself. Okay, okay, sorry, it pulled up a badge. I must have sponsored somebody. Yay. Okay. So in June, I didn't have a holiday. I didn't want one. Wasn't going out of town. There Father's Day was in June, but like I said, we normally go to Longhorn for those things, and so I had that. I didn't have any holidays, and it was not a bother. In July, I didn't have any holidays either, and I wanted this thing done. But August came, I'd already hit 35 pounds because that's what I wanted to lose. And you can see, I started having a little holiday here, there, and everything. In weight loss mode, excuse me, in maintenance, I lost 15 more pounds. Just living this in maintenance for a total of 50 pounds. I didn't even know I had 50 pounds to lose, but I did. And now that the Lord gave me a 50-pound weight loss, I am honoring Him with my body, and I am not going back, because He showed me that I'm now at the right weight, and I'm going to do everything I can to honor His gift to me. So that's the timing chart. This timing chart is a great non-scale way to see if you are truly doing your absolute best. So if I flip over to today's calendar, I would not say that I'm doing my best this month, but I am not outside of my guidelines because I am now in maintenance and I can use up to 12 holidays. But if you'll notice, not one of the days until today was an efficient fat burning day, and I won't trust it to be an efficient fat burning until tomorrow. But that's something that you can do in maintenance. I still have 5 more holidays that I could use and maintain my weight loss. So it's awesome. You guys, Travis Martin, who is our founder, is going to be doing a webinar in 3 minutes. And it's going to be on the Travis Martin's weight loss page. To register for that, I want you to go to the pink online webinars tab if you haven't already registered for it. And right here where it says how I overcame food addiction and lost weight, click register here, and then you can go and hear from Travis. It's going to be awesome and inspiring and amazing, because that's one of the things that we need. We need to stay motivated to continue to do this, because it's an easy thing to do, but it's also an easy thing not to do. And I find it harder to be overweight and than the hard of losing weight. It's harder to be overweight. Talking to a guy today, he said, I've lost 15 pounds and my knees feel so much better. I said, what's 15 times 4? He said 60. I said, you just took 60 pounds of pressure off your knees and your joints. That's why they feel better. He went, what? I said, yes, you did. So we can heal our bodies if we do the right thing. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me. I hope I see you over in the Zoom room with Travis, and I hope to see you in the morning for the Shibby show and tomorrow night for Fast Track again. And y'all have a great night. Bye, everybody. You're welcome, Stephanie. You're welcome.